Welcome back. So now in the last video lecture we just saw the program structure and we have learned the Node program that how to print something on the screen. So now in this video we are going to learn about the variables so that we can store something in them. Okay, so this was our previous program, so I forgot to put one statement, that is return 0. This is just to compensate this int main. We will discuss that thing in detail when we will cover the topic function. So now here after the main, here I'm going to declare a variable. So variable is something who is going to store something and it represents some name so that you can identify that memory location. So there are many identifiers. The identifiers are the name given by the user. So let's take an example, int var. Now the name of variable is var. It is an identifier. It is going to identify whatever I'm going to store in a var variable. Okay, var here it's known as assignment operator. So I'm going to assign some value like 17 to the var. So now the assignment operator works like this. Whatever you are having on your right hand side, that is going to assign to the variable name on a left hand side. So now whenever I just wrote this syntax, so now this syntax represents that now the current value of var is 17. So 17 var is representing a 17 and 17 is stored in the memory location. Now int represent that it's a some integer variable. Now integer variable are just the whole number, negative value, 0 and a positive value. We will going to discuss that thing in a detail about the data types. I'm just giving you the overview that how we are going to deal with the variables or identifiers. So now let's take one more data type, so that is float. var, or rather I should write fvar. So now the first thing, that whenever you want to name your variable name or give some name to identifier, there are 4 rules. The first thing, it would not start with some digit, and second thing, it wouldn't have any special character in between, and that shouldn't be any keyword, and there shouldn't be a space in between. Yes, the underscore is permitted. So these are the 4 rules. Okay, so now let's give some value to this, like 2.3. Okay, you can give or you can assign some negative value also. So this is your assignment operator. So now this notation is little bit different from this notation. So this is also valid. So now this is known as the declaration. You have declared one variable, and here this is the assignment, or you can say initialization. Right, even initialization. So now whatever I am putting over here, so these are known as comments. So now whenever compiler is going to execute the code, whatever you wrote after these two slashes, that would be ignored. So just like it's just used to aid the programmer. So like, this is my sample program. So now this is single line comment. So whatever I'm going to write this after this line, that is treated as a code. So I have a one alternative to that. If I want to put some comment, some data which I don't want compiler to compile, so in that case I'm going to use multi-line comments. So that is slash star, and whenever you want to end that will be star slash. So now these are two types of comments. Okay. So now let's make use of these variables so that I want to display these values onto the screen. So now let's see the difference if I'm going to write VAR in the quotation mark. So now if I'm going to compile and run my program, so we can see that VAR is printed on the screen. As we have already learned that whenever you're putting something in a quotation mark, that is printed as it is on the screen. So if I'm going to remove these quotations, so now I'm just wrote simple VAR. Now this represents some value. So now its value is 17. So what should I expect on the screen? That is 17. Okay, now that is the difference. Whenever you want to print some value, you should put a variable name directly without quotation mark. So in this lecture, we have learned about the comments and the variables. In the next video lecture, we are going to dig deep regarding the variables. Keep tuned on my next video.